Hello. Hello.
स्टार्ट करायचंय का?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning, sir. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
My voice is clear, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will start the session at 10:30, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
The harder you work for something, the greater you feel when you achieve it. A very good morning and warm welcome to everyone assembled here. I, Professor Sanghamitra Kamble from Electrical Department, feel extremely privileged to welcome you all on behalf of Jagdamba Education Society's SND College of Engineering and Research Center, Baburgaon, Yeola, to 1 week national level faculty development program on innovative practices in teaching learning process. All the breaks you need in life wait with your imagination, and imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishment and wealth. The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some of them today here to build this event. Before we kickstart the FDP, I would like to express my great gratitude towards you all who sincerely contributed this FDP in order to make it success. Today is the second day of our FDP and I hope everyone will get benefits from it. It is my pleasure to introduce today's session third speaker, Dr. Anil Sahu, who has graciously accepted our invitation to join us today's session. Today's session is on COPO mapping and attainment. Dr. Anil Sahu sir is a highly accomplished individual in this field. Sir is currently working as a professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering and as a Dean in PhD of G.S. Raisoni College of Engineering and Management, Pune. Sir completed his PhD in Mechanical Engineering from Rashtrasanta Tukroji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur in 2013. The total teaching experience of is 33 years UG and PG. Sir is nominated as NBA Margadarshak by AICTE for NBA SAR preparation and improving TLP in 2019. 5 programs of AISSMM IoTs, Pune got NBA accreditation under his Margadarshanship. NAC and NBA in charge of institute and department level GSRCM Pune. NAP brand ambassador from the college in SP Pune University. Sir received the gold medal and country topper in NPTEL for the course of accreditation and outcome basis education. Sir delivered more than 40 expert guest lecture as a resource person, mainly on OBE, NAP, 3D printing, NAC, SSR, and NBA SAR preparation. Sir has appointed as a referee for evaluation the PhD thesis by RTMNU, Nagpur, and evaluated 4 research theses till a date. Sir has published 34 international journal papers, 58 international national conferences papers, and 6 book chapters. Sir has awarded 1 design patent, published 6 patents, and 3 copyrights. The research area includes production, CAD/CAM, Six Sigma, etc. Sir has worked as a session chair for the various international and national conferences. Sir has registered as a PhD supervisor in Rashtrasanta Tukroji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Pune. Currently, 5 students are pursuing the PhD under his guidance. Sir received the grant of 1 lakh under SBPU QIP program for organizing NAP 2020. So this is the brief and the very shortly introduction of today's speaker. So without wasting time, I would like to request the today's session speaker, Dr. Anil Sahu, please start the today's session.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Have you given me the rights, presentation rights? I am having the presentation right?
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible? Hello?
Yes, visible.
sir.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
not,
Yes, sir.
it is not full screen, no?
No,
No?
sir. This is not a full screen, sir.
Now?
Yes, now it is. Now it is.
Okay. So, very good morning, one and all present for this 1 week FDP program. Before starting my presentation, I must thanks to the organizer, especially thanks to the Dr. D.M. Yadav sir for inviting me for such a wonderful FDP, because this is the need of the today innovative practices in teaching learning process. I also thanks to all the HODs and the organizing team who timely supported me, provided me the links and given me all the necessary support for conducting this online workshop. So my voice is clear to everybody? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One thing is there, one thing which I like to explain or inform you that while teaching this subject, this topic, why is COPO mapping and attainment, it is very, I think if you are aware with the NBA process or the NAC process, in the NAC, though, are having the only 20 mark weightage on this COPO mapping, but in the NBA, it is full chapter of 120 mark in the criteria 3. And most of the time, while preparation of the NBA SAR, the major activity is to prepare the COPO course outcome, program outcome already given. So mapping with the CO with the PO, calculate the COPO attainment, and it is very critical task. And or this criteria only, the involvement all the faculties required, and the committee when check the course file, so they stop on this point only. How you done the CO, how you return the CO, because in that is the 5 mark is return given only for the correctness of the CO statement. If you go through the what happened that it is generally happening while observing as a margdarshak or by I am doing this work from the last 8 years, this COPO mapping and attainment and NB and NAC. From last year, what is the common mistake and what is the common thing is I'm observing that people are writing the COs by copying from the some colleges, different colleges. They do not know whether their college had written correctly or not, because they what is the remark is given by the expert committee on that CO, whether the CO is uh, written as per the Bloom's taxonomy, which is a very important foundation, a pillar for writing the CO. And most of the faculty do not aware with the that CO, Bloom's level also. And if they return the CO also, the 90%, I can say, or 90, many times 99%, but 90% in average, the CO is written in the UO wise, means unit wise. Unit number one CO, unit number 2, another CO, and in this manner only. And the committee when comes, so it means it is the course outcome, not the unit outcome, and they not give the good remark. And out of 120, what we observe that they generally give not more than 40 or 50 mark. Or if you are written properly, if you are written, but many times what happens that people return also, they follow some softwares. Now there so many softwares are in the market for writing the COPO. So the software, they're using the software, but when the committee asks, or if you ask to that people, how you find out this attainment, how you map this thing, all this thing, they fail to explain all this thing. And it is very, very important activity as far is concerned with the criteria 3 of the NAC or the criteria 2 under the criteria 3 of the NBA and criteria 2 under criteria 2, that is the NAC. In both the things are present over there. So what the thing I want to explain is that while explaining this thing, if you had some query and if you want some clarification and want to ask some question, so no doubt the organizer will going to take your question at the end of the session. But in between, if you feel that this query should be solved at that point only, so you raise your hand or you open your mic and ask me that question. So I will clarify. And it should be two ways so that it's more interactive than it is very. I can also understand that you are learning means you are understanding. Otherwise, I am teaching and you are not learning. So the outcome is going to come zero. So it is the teaching learning process. So in the teaching learning process, it should be two-way. It should be interactive. And it is the learner center. Means what you want to study. If you are having the interest in learning this COPO mapping attainment, then only you are going to learn this thing. Otherwise, only for getting the certificate for attending this FDP for some requirement of your appraisal or thing. So you are not many, as you are experienced that, and you are also know that what happened that in the online teaching, more than 50% people are only logged because the organizer said that the attendance is compulsory. Okay, and they are at the end may open the mic, open the video, and they start asking something or something. So please do not do that thing. If you are having the interest, then only join it, and do not one thing which is already might be the organizer has explained. Please keep your mic closed, okay, mute, and do not leave the meeting in between, join the meeting in between. It is all the things are going to disturb the session. So with that few things, I will start. So as the name of your FDP is Innovative Practices in Teaching Learning Process. So nowadays the process of the teaching learning, as I told you, it is the outcome-based education. So I'm not going to talk much more on the outcome-based education because you are, as I said, seen the schedule of your FDP. So the next session, which is already planned, they've had planned the outcome-based education. So that speaker is going to take the care of the outcome-based education. But in the brief, because this subject is the course outcome, program outcome, it is the outcome-based. So I have to explain the some background or some basic of that outcome. Okay. So in the outcome and after that, I'm going to explain the Bloom's taxonomy because without Bloom's taxonomy, it is not possible to write down the CO. So how the CO should be written, I'm going to explain the 1 to CO and then how to map the CO and PO mapping and attainment. So we are having the 2 hours and I try to finish that thing within the scheduled time. Okay, it is clear? Yes. So
Yes, sir.
these are my presentation based on the some references. These are not the links of the direct Google links or that is YouTube link. These are the links for the courses which I attended. These are the material which is given by the expert at the time of that is the age. I am the Margdarshak for the NBA. So at the training session of the Margdarshak, they share this information. And this is the last number link, the link number 5, examination reform policy. Okay. This is the my contribution. This is the policies there. But I had adopted this exam reform policy for justification of the mapping because this thing is lagging and all the faculties are unable to clearly justify the thing properly, scientifically. So I had given one tool as a scientific tool, how to justify your mapping, that is the 1, 2, 3 high level mapping, medium level, low level, so that your idea will be clear how why you given the 3, 2, 1. and you have to return that justification. Otherwise, you can explain with that there are so many methods, but I adopted this AICT exam reform policy for explaining the justification. Okay. So with that, I'm going to start my presentation. So I'm not going to explain this because the criteria, because this chapter is related with the all the our talk is related with the criteria 3, which is 120 mark. So only I had put this slide here so that you will understand the importance of the CO and PO and how much weightage they are given for the different points. So here the evidence of CO being defined for every course that is there. Okay. But that is for the 5 marks that you all should have the. But they what they check under the evidence, they check the appropriateness of the statement shall be seen for at least one course each from second, third, and final year of study. So they check, this is the first what is important, appropriateness. If it is not appropriate, you are not going, though you had written the CO, all are used to write the CO, it is not a very big task. But appropriateness of that CO, then only you get the 5 mark. Otherwise, you will get the 0 mark. So that is under that. So as I told you, how this chapter is addressing the OB. I did not explain in the OB, but only how this chapter 3 and COPO addressing the OB. For that, this slide is there. Because under the OB, the outcome-based education means what the students are able to do after completion of the course or after earning the credit after 4 years, what he is able to do. Okay, that is what the skill set he has got after completing the course. If he is the computer engineer, whether he is able to design the website, he is able to write the coding properly or not. So for that, the NBA has given the skill sets. The what do you want the students to be able? That is skill set. The NBA is expecting from the student after OB, means after completing the course or program. So what is the, and it is already given by the NBA. That is the PO. That there, how many PO they given? The 12 PO. So that 12 PO, if you generate or develop that quality, inculcate that quality under the student, 12 PO, 12 that is called the graduate attributes. Then only you are addressing the OB outcome. What the outcome is expecting by the NBA with the accreditation, and for that you have the PO. So for PO it is not, if you and if it is not possible, and some PO, PSO 1, 2 to 3 PSO you can add by your own as per your requirement, as per your college specialty. A college skill set means we can say that if some college is having some special laboratory, some college may having the some special qualified teachers under the some field. So he can put one PSO in that college that will distinguish your college from the other college. That is the, because the, if the one subject is that engineering, the CAD, CAM and automation, all colleges are having that subject. So, but how is the PSO different? In your college, you are having the 3D printing machine. No other college having the 3D printing machine. Or in your college, you are having the 3D printing of the special type of 3D printing. And you are working on the 3D printing on the some material or some solid material or some liquid material, or you are working on the some composite, or you are working on that 3D printing, you are developing the some you are in the area of the tissue culture or in the area of the automobile. You are using that 3D printing in the area of the some of the requirement of the industry special purpose, or you are using this 3D printing for solar panel manufacturing. Nowadays, the 3D printing is used in the unconventional source. So in that case, you mentioned that the after completion of this course in my college, if you are having our students are able to use the 3D printing for designing and developing the solar panel. That is the your PSO should be like that. But that is also, it is not observed. They also written from the copying prints of the other colleges, and that will help you in getting your admission purpose. Because this PSO, because some want the hydrogen, like in our college who had has the recently we purchased the hydrogen, set up the hydrogen lab. hydrogen testing lab. And if we see, if we observe, if you go and visit the 100 college in the Maharashtra, you will find only the 2 or 3 college that is having the facility of the hydrogen testing. So if the some student want to make the career under the hydrogen, and because hydrogen is the emerging fuel, and after 4 or 5 years, if you see that the now as that is the all are talking about the EV or electric vehicle, but and CNG, but I am sure that after 4 or 5 years, all are going to talk about the hydrogen and that is the unconventional source. So if you want to make the career after 4 or 5 years in the hydrogen fuel, so you should have to learn the hydrogen. So you should write the PSO in that manner. The in my student, that is the after completion of the course, the students are able to test the hydrogen or they use the hydrogen fuel cell or they're able to develop the hydrogen fuel cell. So that is called the PSO. So I'm not going to go over there, but and this is the part of the CO and PO writing. So before CO writing, why I'm talking about the PO and PSO writing? Because the flow, but you should have the vision and mission of your student, and then vision and mission is to fulfill that vision and mission. You should have the PEO, program educational objective, why you are running your program, and after that the PO, which is given by the NBA people, and the PSO you have to write. That's why I'm explaining the how to write down the PSO. It is missing it here. People are not understanding still. Yeah, and they write very general statement. My students are going to do this. And you find this PSO in all the college PSO. So how you are going to distinguish program specific? What is the name? Program specific outcome, not objective outcome. So what is your program specific outcome? If you understand that, then only you are able to write down the PSO. Okay. Hello. Huh, sir. My voice is not coming. Hello.
Sir, it's very clear.
It is clear.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, it is clear now.
It is clear, na?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yes, yes.
If you find any time in between, my voice is not coming because of this is the online. These things are happening, and net issue is always there. So if you find, but not for the 1 and 2%. If the majority of the people are finding that problem, then you can stop. Okay. Otherwise, some people are sitting on the some remote place. Then do not disturb that. Okay. So it is clear. My voice is clear now. Hello.
Yes, sir. Absolute.
Yes,
Absolute,
no?
sir.
Okay.
Absolute.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
So I you understand. So I had explained how to write down the PO and PSO. That you understand? You that got? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please interact with me. Otherwise, now it's monotonous. Yeah. I had explained clearly how to.
मला हे शार्प करून द्या ना.
Hello. Please mute your all the participants. Please mute your mic, which is I already given that instruction in the initially. Okay. Do not disturb in between. So I had explained how to write down the PO and PSO. The PO is already given by the NBA. So I had explained clearly how to write down the PSO. If you understand that PSO, hello. So that I move for the next point. Because our topic is CO, PO mapping and attainment. Unless we do not understand the PO and PSO, we are not able to map that thing. So you understand the PSO?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
to fulfill the PSO, so what is happening that still, again I'm going to say that we try to write down the CO. Next, after PO and PSO, you start writing the CO. CO means the course outcome. So what is happening that who are having the CO, matlab who are having the curriculum, and from the curriculum you are writing the CO. And but the NBA is saying that you should decide what the student, because you want to fulfill this PO, and PSO. To fulfill this PO and PSO, which is mentioned that is 12 PO and 3 PSO. What are the courses you require? What are the courses you require and under what course you should teach so that your program course outcome will be fulfilled. You will get the course outcome. But nowadays, what is we are having the most of the college in the affiliated system, or they are having the in autonomous also they are having the curriculum, and now they start changing the course outcome. They start writing the course outcome. So it is very difficult because you are the flow chart which is given by the NBA is like that. This is the flow chart of NBA. This is the flow chart of the NBA. Most of the people might be familiar with this flow chart, which is given by the NBA. Why this flow chart is very important? See, read this chart because we have to write down the CO and we have to map the CO. So it is mentioned that while development of this see this arrow, the arrow, this flow chart I did not draw. This is given by the NBA. If you go in the NBA handbooks or how to prepare the SAR or NBA study material, you will find this flow chart. So what is they mentioned that you should this is the vision mission on the top, which is all the college are having, and program education objective that is all the college are having, and program outcome which is given by the NBA, and then course outcome. Okay. So how it is developed? So first it is you should have the vision and mission. See this arrow. This development process is downward arrow. Okay. Not the upward arrow. Means you should have the vision and mission first in your hand. If your vision and mission of your institute, you want to the research graduate, you want the innovation in the calculate in the graduate. So your course should have that focus on the research and innovation. If you want having the some special objective vision and mission for as per the local needs, then you mention that things in your course. Then program education objective, this is measured after 4 years. After completion of the graduate, after 4 or 5 years, it is required to measure. So where you want to see your students after 4 or 5 years, that will decide the program educational objective. Okay. Where you want to see your student after 4 or 5 years, that will deciding your program educational objective. Some may want them by student with able expert in the coding writing. Some may expect that my student after 4 years, he want some position of the managerial position. He should reach to the managerial position. Some college may having the vision that my students are 50% of my students should learn, go for the higher study, or they go for the MS or MBA or whatever the thing the higher study that the MTech. So they want to check the whether your teaching learning process is in that manner so that you are inculcating that quality and your students are motivated to take the higher education. You may want some college may having the program educational objective that 20% of my students is go for the entrepreneur. They should not go for the service, but the service provider. Okay. They will start the startup. Okay. That is the 50% of my student go start the startup. Likewise, they may having the some program educational objective. So that is you when you are going to measure this thing, these are all the things are able to measure after 4 5 years. So fulfill that thing. You should have the PO, all which is not in your hand now because it is a given graduate attribute, but it is contain all the things. As per the and the PSO, you had decided, as I earlier mentioned. So if you mention that my students are going to work in the PSO in the hydrogen cell, so after 4 or 5 years, you go and check how many alumni are working in the hydrogen cell, how many working in the unconventional energy sources, unconventional energy sources, or in the solar or the wind. How many students are designing using the 3D printing for unconventional energy sources? When? After 4 5 years. So to fulfill that thing, what is the things are required? You require the curriculum. And from curriculum only it is possible. So you have to design your curriculum, your teaching learning process means your curriculum. As our FDP topic is innovative teaching learning process. So you have to make the innovation in your teaching learning. You change, not like the black and board. Instead of black and board, you start teaching the online. Means that it is not the innovative practice. But you have to give some project, you have the problem solving, you have the curriculum like that, the lab base, so that student will directly apply the knowledge practically, not theoretically. So then only you able to write down the course outcome, because course outcome means you want this thing, 4 5 things from the course 1, 4 5 things from the course 2. So to fulfill that thing, you require the curriculum. Now this is the development process. So curriculum when come, it is the course outcome is the bottom. Now most of the thing what happening that we are having the curriculum, you are writing the course outcome. So it is mismatching, because already you decided the curriculum, but you should decide what is the course outcome of that thing to fulfill that PO. Then only you decided your topics. These are the things I'm going to in the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. These are the courses I'm going to come, so that my course outcome 1 is fulfilled. So it means that you have to write down the course outcome first and then the curriculum. But it is not possible for the affiliated college and for autonomous. So you are having the curriculum and you are writing the course outcome. So I am going to explain in that manner only. And the attainment, see, check the course attainment, then program attainment, it is going upward. So the vision and mission when going to attain? When all the things are proper. So this arrow is upward. So this development process is from bottom, first vision and mission, then PO, then PSO, then course outcome. You have to write down this course outcome first. And then here, what is the bottom is going to come? The curriculum. Okay. So have you understand what I explained just now? Now we come to the our main topic. Before that, one more basic fundamental before going for the course outcome and program outcome. So how to write down the course outcome, I'm going to explain you. But before that, these are all the fundamental is very much necessary to clear, because these are the things are not clear, then it is not possible to write down the CO and PO, PSO and find out the attainment. So I'm moving forward. So this is I'm not covering the OB because the other speaker I had seen. So I'm moving forward to the other. So I'm directly going for this is also the Bloom taxonomy, because this base is required for CO writing. That's why I'm covering the Bloom's taxonomy. Otherwise, I'm not going to clear, but in the very brief, not in the Bloom taxonomy itself, the very big thing, and it required the number of hours. So I am within the 5 minutes, I am going to explain how this Bloom's taxonomy is required to use in the CO writing. Many people, they claim that I had used the Bloom's taxonomy in writing the CO. But when the expert asks how you use this Bloom taxonomy, they fail. It is not, and when he read your CO, he find out your CO is not as per the Bloom's taxonomy, but it is the unit wise, and you have written as per your understanding, not as per the Bloom's taxonomy flowing. So these are the 6 level of Bloom's taxonomy. First level is the remember. As you are known, there is mentioned that recall, fact, or the basic concept. Recall means you memorize the things. So memorizing, like you do in the lower level, in the class 1, 2, 3, 4, up to students are only remember. They chanting like they chant, they repeat the word in the poem form or in the some algorithmic form, and they remember the formulas and all these things, but they do not understand from where this formula comes, from how it is possible to develop the formula at the 11, whatever the things are given, the variables are given. So like the transformation of matrix, you have to transfer from the one place to another, translate. So what are the logic is there? There's no need of remembering that formula of the translation or rotation or the mirroring or the reflection. But how these things are happening, if you understand this is the level 2, so there's no need of remembering. So remember is a very low order thinking, and many time it is not going to help and to attain the PO, because the first PO which is mentioned in the NBA is understand means the knowledge, apply the knowledge of, which is the very first word which is they use, because you want to write now. We are writing the CO because we want to map the CO with the PO, and after that you are not only map, but you have to find out the attainment of CO and PO, because the PO attainment is directly linked with the CO attainment. So when you first PO, if you want to attain, the first PO is mentioned the student apply the knowledge. So they do not want the remembering thing. So our CO, the statement of the CO should have the word of the understand, mean the knowledge. So these understand, these are the sub keyword, the keywords of this level 2, understand for the knowledge. These are the cognitive level, the second, under these are the keywords. So this is classify. And if you understand the thing, it is only possible to classify the thing, it is describe the thing, discuss, explain. If you are not understand, it is not possible to explain. Like this, I am explaining all these things because I am not remembering, but I understand something, so I am explaining things. Otherwise, it is not possible for me to remember and then explain only by reading only. So identify, locate, recognize, report, select. There are so many keywords that is available on the net. I'm also having the one gallery, so you can take down from that also. And the first PO is combination of these two level. Second and third, apply. This is the word apply, and this is the understand. So apply the knowledge. Apply the knowledge means understand. Apply the knowledge of something like if you knowing the Newton's law, Newton 1 law, 2 law, 3 law. So apply that knowledge and do not understand. So student will understand the Newton law. It is not going to solve any purpose. It is not, if you writing that, the most of the CO when it is written in the form that people are understand the thing. So understand is not measurable. How you can measure the understand? When you apply that knowledge, if you are giving some outcome, okay, so that is then only apply the knowledge, then it is possible to measure the understand. Otherwise, you are, because that word is, it is possible to measure the understand. We classify, describe, and identify. It is possible theoretically. But as far as our NBA is concerned with the CO-PO mapping, it is not measurable. Because the thing which you want to measure with the PO1 is apply the knowledge of, that is the first word is mentioned, that is the apply the knowledge of mathematics, physics. My mouse is not. So this is the, because you're writing this PO to map this is program outcome, PO, first PO. So normally it is possible to measure the understand by, if you're writing the theoretical question, they're classified, differentiate, they're the knowledge. But here, what the thing you want, apply the knowledge. Apply the third level and knowledge is the second level. For what purpose? Apply the knowledge of mathematics. What the knowledge you want to apply here? Mathematics. Not the simple, that differentiate between the two things or classify. That is also the keyword of the understand. But here you want the map the CO with the PO. So when you want to mapping of the one level also, you should have the knowledge of the mathematics, science, engineering fundamental, and engineering specialization. Means from the, if the problem is of the computer engineering, so the student of the computer engineering only able to solve that problem. Not the mechanical engineering student is going to solve that problem by remembering that thing. Remember is not going to solve the problem. If you understand the thing, you apply the knowledge, and then only it is possible to solve the problem. So this is the thing. That's why your Bloom's level understanding is very much. So this flow is very much, if you want to map the apply and understand. And after that higher level, is the second is the analysis. So analysis means the third, well, that is fourth level as per the Bloom's. So here the analysis you want, this is. So write down this problem analysis. So this is come the PO2. As per the Bloom's, it is a level 4. So whatever the keywords are in the analysis, that should come here in the analysis page. Then only, so your CO, first CO should be on the knowledge, second CO on the analysis, third on the design, and fourth on the investigation. If or all other POs, there are the 12 POs. So it is not required to write down the 12 COs, but only the 4 to 6 CO it is mentioned required to write. So your problem analysis, the second. So here, what are the things they expecting here? That should comes in your CO's word. Then design. Design is the higher level. So design in the, it comes here. The create. That is the analyze, evaluate, and the create. So your 4 CO you can form on the apply, second on the analysis, third on the evaluate, and fourth on the create. Because create the thing require the knowledge base, investigation is required. So if writing the 4 CO on by using these 4 words, keyword, then you are having the proper COs. So this is the basic of the Bloom taxonomy. I'm not going in the detail now. So you should, these are the things are available on the net, but how to use these Blooms, that we're going to see in the CO writing. So it is, you clear? Do you understand? It is clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Apply, analysis. So these are the words. If in flowing in your CO, so then it is good written COs. So now I'm going to go to I'm not covering the Bloom's taxonomy in detail, but how these are working. By the end of the session, the student will be able to design an original homework problem, or they will determine. Determine is the word is comes from the evaluate. Here the word is the evaluate. The word is determine. So they are able to determine. They analyze means they differentiate between the potential and kinetic energy. But this differentiate in with reference to the mathematics, science, engineering, not the difference between the theoretical differentiate. You writing the two things, find out the differentiate. Well, sir, they are analyzed together. That is not the thing, but differentiate with reference to some mathematical, some analysis. Then only they are able to differentiate. Some inferentive calculus they do, and some software, statistical software they use, not the deterministic but the imperative. So if you use the like the ANOVA, if they use, or there's some the regression analysis, then they're able to determine. Okay, then they're able to differentiate. Hypothesis testing. If you are doing the hypothesis testing, then they're able to differentiate between the these and different parameters. So that the differentiate they're expecting, not the difference between the two things. Okay. Then calculate, which is come under the apply. By the end of the lesson, the student will be able to calculate the kinetic energy. Okay. But here they determine their dynamic energy, and they determine. They design the homework problem principle conservation of energy. So see how they're flowing the thing, the one thing, the same thing. And by lesson student will 3 laws of motion, Newton 3, they recite. Mean they remember. But how to, by using the Newton first law, by using the Newton third law, if you are able to solve some problem, then it is the understand, describe, or they calculate the thing, kinetic energy. So these are the words are going to, it is required to use, which I highlighted with the red color. In your, this word should come in your CO. So Bloom's taxonomy, there are so many things in there. So I'm not going to cover that things. So, but all the keywords are available. This is for the keyword for the knowledge. If you are using your questions paper, having these are the keywords, then that on the second level. If you are having the CO of the third level, the CO may, it is expected by the NBA people that CO3 should be on the design, because first is the apply, second is the analysis, and third is design. If you are writing the CO3, so there, if you are having the question CO on the design, and if you are writing in front of that CO1, so there clearly understand that you do not understand the Bloom's taxonomy. Though under CO1 unit, might be design things are there. It means that you do not follow the Bloom taxonomy while developing the CO. So if your question is on the design, it should come under the CO3. If it is the question on the analysis, it should come on the CO2. So the wording of the CO should be of that, like that is the analysis things are, you are all the full chapter analysis you are going to under the analysis thing. Okay. So these are the precautions required to take while writing the CO. Otherwise, you are going to write down the COs as per your wish, and you are asking the question as per your. Now you may having the question, sir, we are the affiliated college, the question paper is not in our hand, it is coming from the university. So what you can do, what are the thing in your hand, like the you are having the CA1 or the class test or assignments or some evolution in your hand, you keep that assignment properly, because the evaluator also understand that, and that's why they given the relaxation for that also. But if the college of the tier 1 or autonomous college, this excuse is not accepted, and they directly rejected your CO and PO, and they directly give the 30-40 mark of your working, and they many times they even they give 20 mark also, and they write the remark that you do not understand. Okay. So analysis means what the thing are I mentioned: recognizing, hypothesis, conclusion from the statement, assumption, fact. These are the analysis the thing. Or comprehend the interrelation between the idea, distinguish cause-effect relationship, detect logical fallacy, check the consistency of hypothesis with the given. So these are the analysis in that level. If you are having, then it is the analysis. Okay. So these are the some keywords of the analysis. So you have to use this keyword while revealing the COs. Then evaluate means, as you are the all are the teachers here. So you check your answer sheet, means you are checking with the evaluating the answer book. So that is nothing but the evaluation. And you are critically critique the thing. You check the put the remarks on the students' copies, or you critique on the papers when you write the literature review papers or the literature paper or the research paper. So you got the critiques from that. That is the review comments. So that is nothing the evaluate. So reviewing comments, detecting, experimenting, hypothesizing, judging, monitoring. These are all the things if you are doing under. So these are the things are testing, and only the first 4 CO. CO1, CO2, CO3, or that is PO1, PO2, PO3, PO4, 4 PO. It is only possible to cover under the examination or in the your curriculum in the core subject. Otherwise, all the remaining PO, like the PO5 to PO12, for that you have to design the curriculum, you have to conduct the some curricular activity, you have to conduct the so curricular activity, you have to change your teaching learning process, so that all the remaining PO will get fulfilled. But the first 4 PO, it is possible to fulfill with the help of the examination system, formative and summative examination, or with the help of the assignment. It is possible to directly get that attainment of the 4 PO. But from the PO5 to PO12, it is the skill of the teacher, skill of the teaching learning process, innovation in the teaching learning process, how he involved in the teaching learning process. So what the modern tool he used, what are the modern tools the students are using while learning that subject. If the one subject is that, I'm going to ask that use the NPTEL course for this my subject. That one topic is from the NPTEL you write. So it means that you are using the innovative teaching learning process. You are motivating students to go for the modern tool, online teaching learning. Okay, that is the web-based learning. So many tools covers under the one NPTEL. If you are taking the experiment, nowadays also the people are taking the experiments in the classroom, in the practical room, but without using the virtual lab. If it is possible to conduct the experiment by using the virtual lab, so again you are going to motivate the student to use the modern tool and teaching. That is the innovative teaching, innovative in the teaching learning process. 1-2 experiment you are compulsory from the virtual lab. Okay, V lab, which is the Pune University having that center, and your college might be having that center virtual lab. Okay, so you 1-2 experiment you conduct from the virtual lab. So student will come to know that modern tool tool, that is the criteria 5. They are going to use the properly. They are going to learn the ethics in the PO6. If you are having the some civil engineering branch, you ask them to demonstrate, construct the some wall, like the 5 feet wall, you ask them to develop in your laboratory, that is 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. You ask the student to develop the concrete and column and beam in the practical over there. So they are going to learn the so many practical things. This is called the project-based or problem-based learning. So that is the experiential or experiment-based learning. So, but we do not, if you are not doing that thing, so there is no innovation in your teaching learning, as regularly you are teaching students are not getting that practical knowledge. So these are the things which is or depend on the faculty itself. Faculty can introduce anything, like in the at the end of the teaching, you give the one topic to teach the students, the 10% the thing, or 5%, or you utilize your time to revise the student by calling the students on the platform and the revising. So that is the teaching learning. So that is the now I'm not going to cover these all the things. So we comes to our first thing, which is the course outcome, and then how to map the course outcome. So I hope what I'm talking with my experience and with my practical experience, I'm talking so many things. So that is useful for all the participants, because your FDP topic is the innovative in the teaching learning. So I am correlating my topic with that innovation with the COPO. Otherwise, directly I'm going to talk with the COPO. So you are not come to know the what is the correlation of the innovative teaching learning process with the CO and PO. So if you are having some query up to now, you ask me. Otherwise, we start our topic now. This is the CO and PO, how to write the
Sir, your flow has been absolutely correct, sir. Please carry on, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, you give me only 1 minute. I am taking the pause. I have to pass on one message. Only 1 minute. Okay, so what is the course outcome? As I mentioned, course outcome state what student on successful completing the course and earning the pass grade and the credit can perform, do, demonstrate with what he or has learned in the course. The person, what the course means the subject. As per the NBA terminology, they call the course for the subject, and for the program, like your mechanical branch or the civil or they call the program. Under mechanical department, there might be different programs. So in the mechanical, there is the UG program, PG program. Under PG program, may you are having the specialization, the CAD CAM or the heat power. So they are called the programs, and all the things combined called the department. Under mechanical department and the program. So that is the difference between the course and the program. So many people, many times the people are having the confusion. What is the course? What is the program? What is the department? So for that, I explain that word. Okay. So the course outcome should be, it should not be professor focused, as I told you that it should be student centric. The course outcome need to reflect both the objective and the outcome that academic program represent, as well as the broader mission of the institute as a whole. So I told you the flow. First the vision and mission, then the PEO, then PO, then CO. So your CO should be focused with your mission, vision, and your all the things. And you do not only concentrate on only the content of the curriculum, but the content of the curriculum should come from your vision and mission. Whatever your vision of the institute, what for that, what are the mission statement there, and for that your curriculum should be there. and it should be limited in the manageable number 4 to 6. And very important thing, it should be measurable and achievable. It means you should measure that after completion of this course, by applying that knowledge, after understanding, student will understand the Newton law and apply the Newton law to solve the problem. It means if you're going to solve some problem which you are going to give, that is containing some mathematical calculation or some fundamental of the physics, chemistry, that is the science, or the fundamental of the engineering, then only it is possible to solve that problem. So that's called the measurable and achievable. So it should be measurable. Otherwise, student will understand the thing. So it is not possible whether I am teaching, we are understanding or not. It is not possible to understand the measurable. But if I am going to write down the how to CO, if you are writing the thing, so that is possible with the remembering. But understanding should be as per the NAC NBA, the understanding means you are understand the apply the knowledge, the thing under you should have the mathematics, it physics. Then only this is the understand. This is not the understand means the simple writing, the reproducing the thing, state, explain, write down the difference between. These are not that understand and the knowledge. Okay, so that should make clear. So if you're writing and you're writing, sir, these are the keywords in the understanding. Right is mentioned in the understanding. And if you're writing the question, but it is not going to fulfill your PO attainment. For fulfilling the PO attainment, you should have the knowledge of understand the how to use the mathematics, how to use the apply the differential calculus, how to apply the linear algebra, matrices. Then you are able to apply the ANOVA, Boolean algebra. These are all the things. If you are able to apply that thing, that knowledge, then your PO is going to attain. I am simultaneously covering both the things, CO and PO and the attainment, the portion, how you map the things. Okay. So course objective, describe what an instructor program aim to do. That is the objective. But here our aim is to outcome. And outcome statement describe the observable and measurable term what a learner is able to do after completing the course or program. After completing the program, he is able to develop the site, he is able to solve some problems, real life problems, societal problem. Then we can say this is the course outcome is fulfilled. Okay. Otherwise, like here the one example, given the specification of the auditorium or studio requirement, list the acoustic requirement and design the acoustic part of the auditorium or studio. If the students are able to do something like listing and design, then we can say the outcome is there. Okay. So it should be have the performance component, condition component, and the criteria component. So for that, I'm giving the example like that performance mean like he's going to pass in the examination, that is performance mastery over the content. Okay, under some condition, which is the condition is given, and what is the procedure, facility, or the what are the conditions by using this law only that condition will be given. Okay, or under the night condition, they are able to drive the car. That is called the drive the car is the one performance. He able to drive the car, but condition he should able to drive the car in the night. And one the criteria is that he should speed of that car is the 100 kilometer. If you are writing, my students are going to understand how to drive the car. That is possible by learning by visiting the YouTube and by manuals or by driving school. Students are able to learn how to drive the car. Learn. That is learn. But whether he able to apply that learning in the actually able to drive the car or not. So that is the performance. But condition is there. He should also able to drive the car in the Mumbai, not only in the remote place or small city, in the crowded road also. Then the also criteria with 100 of the speed, or he is able to drive the car. My students are able to drive the car on the state highway or the national highway with the 100 speed in the night, day or night, any season, in the rainy season also. If you are writing that statement, complete statement, then we call that you have written the proper CO. So you should have the, in detail, there is no restriction that you should CO have should be of the one line or the forward. You can write down the 1 line, 2 line, 3 line CO also, no problem. But it should contain all the things, what are the things are expected, performance component, criteria component, and condition component. So CO should map with the, because you are writing the CO, because you want to fulfill the PO. You want to map the CO with the PO. So you should try to keep in the focus the CO1. If you're writing, it means that it should have the some apply the knowledge. If you're writing the CO2, it should have the analysis content in that. CO3 means that is the design content is there. CO4, that is the evaluate or the investigate is there. So that is the thing should be keep in mind while writing the CO. Okay. So like there are some example. Use numerical method for solve first order and second order ordinary differential equation and compute numerical integration. See, all the things are very clearly mentioned. Use numerical method. What is the condition? Numerical method. You have to solve the thing with the numerical method, not any other method. To solve the first order and second order ordinary differential equation and compute numerical integration. What do you want to find? You want to compute the numerical integration. So all the, if you are, now these are the things, if you are going to ask the question on the basis of this, then if the student able to solve, and if you are going to solve that problem, then your CO will be attained. Your CO will be going to achieve. That CO is having the valid relation between the CO with the PO. Okay. The student will be able to design the armature winding of a DC machine. It is clearly mentioned. The armature winding of a DC machine. Able to design, this is the design, the armature winding of the DC machine of a prescribed specification by applying the basic terminology used for it. So they are again determine, okay, design. These are the word. After successful completing the course, the student will be able to determine the geometric and photometric parameter of an image format in single or multiple camera based set. So depend upon your branch course, you have to write down the CO. Okay. Here are the some one CO is mentioned. There are some example. Solve practical engineering problem. Solve comes of the apply. Okay. Using basic concept. This is the knowledge. Basic concept of heat and mass transfer. This is the knowledge. By using this basic concept and transfer, solve the practical engineering problem. Okay, so after that, analysis. Analyze the laminar and turbulent boundary layer flow on the internal external region. So see, solve, apply, analyze. Third is evaluate. Evaluate, study and unstudy performance of a insulation, fin and thermocouple. Then last is design. So if you are asking the question on CO4, it should have the design. If you are asking on the question number 2 on CO2, it should have the analysis input. If you are only solving the apply the knowledge, then CO1. So if you are writing this type, your CO, so this is the one example which I had written, but you do not going to find this type of flow in every CO. If you go and refer so many CO, you are not going to find out that flow. And you, for that, what you do, you note down this very important thing which I am explaining now. Up till now, I had practiced this thing with very new faculty. We just joined. He do not know about the how to write down CO. But what I explained, he follow my instruction. So how to write down this thing? So what are the things that you required? You want the first the apply the knowledge, solve. What are the keywords of the solve? You can use that word. Okay. Then analyze, evaluate, and design. So what you do in, if it is possible in the core courses, see, many time people are very confusing that in the, which are not core courses of that branch, it is not possible to give that flow. So that is like the English subject. Okay. So what you do, you okay. So what you do, if you want to write down the CO, you first you write down, like if you write the papers. If you write the research paper, most of the people, it is nowadays it is very common practice to write down the research paper for the conferences, for the journals and all these things. So there what you mistake you made in the writing the research paper, what you do in the research paper, there the first paragraph is the abstract. They want the abstract of that paper. So 90% people write down the abstract first and then write down the paper. But the abstract should be written at the end. You should write down the papers and then you write down the abstract. Similarly here, if you are having the course, from the course, if you want out the course outcome, so what you do, you find out the some abstract. You write down the abstract. These are the some things which are coming out from the abstract. So write down the full summary of your course. 1 page summary of your course. Under this course, what are the things are comes under the category from the unit number 1, unit number 2, unit number 3, unit number 4. Out of 4 unit or 5 unit, what are the parameters, what are the things are possible to only based on the solve, understand and solve. Where you require the analysis thing, what are the problems it required to solve, analyze the thing under the out of 4 unit. What are the things are evaluated, what are the things are designed. It is maybe happening that the CO4 you are writing the design that under that content may be of the unit number 1 or unit number 2, but it should come under the CO4. If you are flow in this manner, solve, analyze, evaluate, then only you are able to write down course outcome on the basis of the course. Otherwise, if you only reading the first unit and if you are writing the unit, then it will going to unit wise CO. And again, you are not going to solve the problem, that is you are getting the bad remark in the from the evaluator. So if you start that practice, now many times the people they argue that the faculty did explain that it is already given CO in the course book of university, but university never restrict you because you have to face your committee. The university is not going to come and face your committee. You have to explain the thing. You change your CO. Every college can have their own CO for the same course which is given by the nobody going to restrict you. But only as your question paper is not in your hand, so that is the last thing. And for that, they also give the, they do not ask in that level for the affiliated college. But as far as the autonomous college or who are going for the tier 1, they should follow this practice. So get the proper understanding of the CO. So this is the way you have to write down the CO. Okay, there are the so many things are given. So I am not different branches. So, but one thing which is there, discuss the C language feature, analyze the difference between the recursive and the analyze the role of data structure in and manipulate. So all are having the action verb. There should be have the action verb. Discuss the property, operation, application, strength and weakness of a different data structure. Analyze the various sorting, searching and graph algorithm. Discuss the structure. So you have to mention the design combination sequences using digital component. So they are having the action verb design. By what condition? By using digital component. Analyze different types of combination between processor and peripheral. So design memory unit for given specification. So they are always having the measurable word, action verb. Okay. This is for the some computer branch, machine learning. Machine learning concept, develop a machine learning model to extract the knowledge. Okay. Analyze linear circuit using the nodal. Apply network theorem to both AC and DC circuit. Employ two-port network model to represent active and passive network. See, you will not finding only understand in any of the CO. आपके इसमें सिर्फ understand, you will understand the linear circuit. Many times if you go and read itself, आप लोगों के पास भी जो CO है, if you go and read, you will finding the 50% CO written start with the understand. But here no thing, you can start with the understand, but you should have the after understanding what is you going to do. After understanding what is the knowledge he is going to apply. Okay, that are the things you should be here in the program. Now I hope you understand how to write down the CO. So these are the PO. So up till now, I already explained that it is possible to map the CO with the PO 1, 2, 3, 4, which are the domain specific. Computer branch, computer, mechanical branch domain, or the IT, civil. These are called the domain specific. But the modern tool uses engineering and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork. They are domain independent. Okay. So it is not possible to measure directly. For that, you have to develop your curriculum. You have to conduct your some curriculum, extracurricular activity like individual and teamwork. For that, you can participate in the hackathon, different hackathon, SAE, BAHA, like that. So students are coming together or individually and teamwork, they function teamwork. For that, you take the mini model, mini project. Okay. Then project, under that project, individual teamwork is going to come. You from the first year itself, you give the small project. In the first year itself, the physics, chemistry, whatever each branch, each subject, it is possible to give the project. So start giving 3-4 projects in the first year. In the second year also, project means mini model, mini project, which requires like the competition purpose. They are able to learn the thing. They are able to start working in the individual teamwork. Okay, ask them to present in the group. Okay, so that is the thing by teamwork. For that, they require the project management, finance. If they are having the project, the finance is going to come there. So this two criteria going to fulfill. If you are developing the project, so they have to take the conscious of the environment, whether my project should not affect the environment or the society. What I am doing, I should not develop the atom bomb like the societal environment content. Okay, so like the nowadays the government is given the freedom also and the restriction also for the drone manufacturing. So if you are having the drone with the societal application, they allow it. If otherwise the drone is also used for the mispurpose and the different purpose which is not useful for the society, and they are also going to affect the environment. So you both the side is up there for every development. So if you are taking that type of project, so these are the like the project and lifelong learning. So many people, they do not understand what is the lifelong learning. For that, one document is there, exam reform policy. I am going to show that document. So learn, that is lifelong learning means you are not going to lifelong learning. Teacher is not going to find out what is the advancement is going in required in the subject. But the student should comes out and they should ask the teacher, sir, these are the things are not covered in our syllabus. These are the things are there in the other college syllabus, or these are the advancement is going on in this field of our subject. So how to cover that thing? From where should I learn? For that, you have to ask the student, and you have to inculcate that quality for lifelong learning. You have to conduct some TAE, like the teacher assessment exam or some assignment. Go to the library or go to the find out the literature, what are the advancement is going on in this field, make the summary of that thing, present the presentation. So you have to inculcate that thing. That is the innovative in the teaching learning. If you are going to do that thing, then only the quality of lifelong learning is inculcated in the student. But many times the teacher said that these are the things are not there. So students are not going to lifelong learning. Means they should have the recognize the need for having the preparation and the ability to engage in independent lifelong learning in the broadest context of the technological change. What are the technology? Then you can say that you had developed the quality of lifelong learning. If you are not taking any exercise on the lifelong learning in your curriculum, in your teaching learning, so how this quality is going to develop? It is not going to fulfill this PO. And at that time, you may map with the 1 and 2. If you are mapping the 1 also, so you have to explain why you had written the 1, why you written the 2. So that is the CO writing and keeping the focus. Curriculum, you have to keep the focus of the all the PO. Okay. Now, this is the first part, how to write down the CO and what is the purpose of the CO. Now, the topic is mentioned in your schedule, CO PO mapping. Now it is coming after 1 hour. Okay. So if you are having some doubt up to I think 1 hour is completed. So if you are having some doubt, you ask me. Otherwise, I will explain how to map the CO with the PO. Because what are the things I explained up till now, it is very, very important. And for the innovation in the teaching learning, now these are the things are the mechanical, all the things. But up till now, what I explained as per your FDP title, innovative teaching learning process. So where the innovation comes in the COPO, that I explained up till now. Okay, you open your mic and somebody asks something. Otherwise, I move forward for the COPO mapping.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, ask me. It's very good.
Sir, as per the examples given by you,
Yes, sir.
were specifically for an engineering program,
Yes, sir.
right, sir? And now the POs, the 1 to 12 POs that you have mentioned, they are also applied to engineering programs, correct, sir?
Yes, sir. This is for the engineering.
Sir, do the same POs apply for management programs as well?
No, they are having the different COs or POs.
No, COs will be different. POs will be the same, sir.
No, CO, as per your POs, what has said, whatever the language is given in the POs, you want to map the CO with that POs. Okay. You
Okay.
want to get the attainment of that PO. So your CO language may be the different. It may not having the mathematical terminology. Because I
Right, sir.
want to fulfill the PO with the first PO, apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, fundamental of engineering, and the specialized. So my CO should have the mathematical flavor. They should have to solve the some problem. Okay, but in the MBA, that should not be there. Okay. So,
Sir,
unfortunately, I'm not having the knowledge of the what if the people are attending this program. Otherwise, I will show that thing also. I thought all the people are from the engineering or diploma from on that field only. So I'm my presentation only focusing on that thing. Okay, sir. Okay.
sir, can I express the POs, sir?
Yeah, you can express.
One
So you can
the,
share also. You can express if possible.
the first
If,
PO is generic and domain knowledge.
yeah,
Second is problem solving and innovation.
yeah,
Third is critical thinking.
yes.
Fourth is effective communication.
Hmm.
And fifth onwards to 12th, we have the leadership and teamwork, corporate entrepreneurship, environment
These
and
are all are different.
sustainability,
Then they are all different. Hmm.
professional ethics, project management, modern concepts and usage, and lifelong learning.
Yeah, some are common, but most of the different,
Some are very common, sir.
some are very
Right,
different. So
right.
for that, sir,
Yes.
if you are
Huh.
having after this session, if you are having
Huh.
your COs and your PO, if you forwarding me, okay,
Huh.
so I can
I'll do that, sir.
help you whether you have written properly or not. That thing that can I explain you directly. Okay.
Perfect, sir. Perfect,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. Anybody, any else who are related with this all the engineering diploma or all these things? Please ask. किसी और के पास है कुछ क्यूरी?
No, sir, we are good with it. Please continue.
Okay, if you may put up your query on your chat box if you are want. Okay, you can put on the your
Sure,
chat box.
sir.
Okay. This is one query which I reading here. I had covered. These are the thing for Polytechnic College. CEO and PO are already prepared and mentioned in the curriculum. So that's why I'm saying that it is mentioned generally. The CO, PO mapping, all these things they mention in their curriculum. But if it is not proper, then you have to change it. Nobody going to restrict you. Okay. Because you have to face the committee in your college, the committee is going to, you have to explain the thing, you have to explain the logic of the Bloom taxonomy in that. It is not that if the COP Pune having that CO written, it means the correct only. If this is the fundamental which I am explaining, it is the on the basis of the real experience of the interaction with the NBA committee. I had faced the 5 NBA committee up till now. So I know what they are asking, what are the things they are expecting. So this is the many times you do not understand what the things are mentioned in the course book. So it is freedom because the university having the 100 or 50 colleges in their affiliation. But if the CO, you have to mention what are the type of the things you are teaching, what are the facility you are having, what are the faculty, labs, facility you are having. So you have to take that thing with in your mind while writing the CO. As I told you, the every college having their own vision and mission. And CO should reflect your college vision and mission, not the university vision and mission. So it is should be how you fulfilling your vision. Then it is mentioned. I mentioned clearly while writing the CO, you should have the vision and mission statement also in your mind. PEO. What is the PEO? Specialization, program specific outcome is of your college. To fulfill that, how the university the already given CO is going to fulfill that vision and mission? Okay. So these are all the things is required. For mapping, how can we justify? For this, now I'm coming to this, the question for mapping. That is the quantitative technique. I am explaining this. Okay. So, okay, these are some questions which I read from the chat box. Now, apart from this, if I having any some question, then you can ask. Otherwise, I'm COPO mapping. There are different method. All the things depend upon the person who are explaining. So one is the quantitative method, which I am explaining, not the quantitative, but here all the things are logical. It is not the quantitative limit that is for that one you are going to get. But what the methods I adopting, so I'm explaining you that method. So COPO matrix, for that they having the 5 marks. Mapping, for that they have mapping to be verified, for that proper mapping you had done or not. The NBA people verified, they give the 10 mark for that out of 120. Mapping to be verified for at least one course per year of study. Program outcome and program specific outcome getting mapped with the core course are also be verified. Okay. So I'm taking that is the analytical, not analytical. This is the qualitative method. It is like the logics and all this thing. I'm explaining this method afterward. One is the first. This is the method which I find more suitable than the other. So many things you have to explain that thing. This is the method which I taken, the COPO mapping justification. Okay, how you get the one, how you write the two, how you write the three. It is the most difficult thing. Nowadays, recently only on the day before yesterday, we faced one NBA committee. And when our faculty explained to that committee member, chairman and the member, this method, so they find very good and they do not ask any other question. They're satisfied with this method. So I advise all the people, if you using this method, which I am using, this is the method for the another purpose, but I am using this method for justification purpose. So this is the two-step process of bringing clarity of the POs, which is given in the NBA exam reform policy. You download that document, exam reform policy, for whatever your branch. Exam reform policy for the uh, mechanical, for civil, for computer, for every branch, they are having that document. Okay, exam reform policy. So you can use that things. So what they mentioned under that, the two-step process, what is two-step process for mapping, for justification of the mapping and the justification. Both the things are going to come here, COPO mapping and justification. So the course content, here the two-step process. One is the competency level. Like the program outcome of the first program, as I mentioned that, it is having the 4 competency level. What are the competency level of the program? One is, first program level is, that is the demonstrate the competency in the mathematics. This is the statement. Apply the knowledge of mathematics. So what is the level it is expecting from the PO? Mathematics. Okay. So then second is the science. So demonstrate competency in the basic science. Third step is mentioned the fundamental of engineering. So they demonstrate the competence in the engineering fundamental. And fourth is engineering specialization for the solution of a complex engineering problem. So demonstrate the complex engineering problem specialization with the mechanical engineering student having the mechanical engineering knowledge, computer engineering student having the computer engineering knowledge, which is that knowledge is not having the with the mechanical engineering. So these are the 4 competency maximum. So if you are CO map with out of this 4, 3 also, then you can map the 3. Under 3 also very precisely, if you want to mention that, if your CO1, under that, whatever the problem you are going to ask, they require the apply mathematics techniques such as calculus, linear algebra. So that is the mathematics, or apply the advanced mathematics term. Then you can mention that the competency level of 1.1 is fulfilled. So CO1, in front of that, you can write down that is the P 1.1.1, that is called the performance indicator. These are the performance you want to check under this mathematical modeling or mathematics. What type of mathematics required? This is for the mechanical engineering. Similarly, for the computer science engineering, information technology program, they might having that they want to check the engineering knowledge, the apply the all the statement is same, because this is the general which is given for the NBA people. But there the performance they want to measure the knowledge of the discrete structure, linear algebra, statistics, numerical technique, probability queuing theory, okay, data, network protocol. These are the competencies they require. So for that computer is different. Likewise, you can develop by sitting together one group So what are the competency level required in my program? If the civil engineering people is there, so they come together, 4 5 people, and they decide for the program, not for the subject. These are the things for the program. Program outcome is after completion of the 4th year, what are the things are expected from the or the quality inculcated in the student. So you demonstrate, apply the law of natural science. Okay, apply engineering fundamentals. You mention what are the basic science, what are the science you require. Not only the what are the science you require, so mention all these things. So in this manner, if you're going to write down, this is the analytically you can write down in this manner. So how to for the same for PO2 also they are having the different keyword. These are the keywords which is given. So divide that keyword into the competency level. And under that, you find out what are the things are possible to write. These are the things are given for the reference purpose only by the AICT. But you can develop, apart from this, your own performance indicator. For each, like here, modern tool uses. So these are the not domain specific. What are the modern engineering tool going to use in your program, and under that your course which tool you are going to use, you specifically mention the what is the name of the tool. Do not write down generally, because here that you have to write down in the bracket this modern tool I am going to use there. Okay, discuss the limitation validation of the technique. What are the technique, if the what the technique they are going to use. Like here this is the society health and safety. Whatever the safety issue are going to come in your subject, if they are going to design the something, they develop the same thing, they fabricate the project. So what are the environment issues going to happen? Ethics, it is very important. Identify, like the ethics is the doctor having the ethics, they do not share the history of the patient to the other. Similarly, they are the societies, IEEE society, ASME, all they are all in the professional society having the norms, that is the rules and regulations. So this is called the comes under the ethics. So what the engineer should not do, like the civil engineer, they should not follow the professional ethics, the proper mixture of the concrete, sand, and the brick. All the things are the stone, so that they give the proper the bridges and the roads will be constructed if they follow the professional ethics. Their responsibility is there to develop the safe road and safe develop the house. So likewise, if they performing the like what chemistry practical, so there you require the professional ethics, how to handle the chemicals. So these are all the guidelines are given. If you follow this thing, like they identify the talent in the ASME professional code of ethics. So all the professional society, they are having the code of ethics. You read that code of ethics, they are going to apply for your branch. Electrical engineering, that is the IET society, in computer IEEE, ASME. So these are all the society having the code of ethics. Go and read that code of ethics. So they will give the ethics. So the student should not copy the things, write down the properly. So this comes the ethics. I already mentioned the individual and teamwork by explaining and initial. And you should inculcate in your teaching learning process. The student should come out of their cell, and they communicate effectively on the stage daring and all this. Demonstrate ability to comprehend the or whatever the formula is given, that is able to convert that formula into the word format to the some industry. That is called the communication. Read, understand, and interpret the technical and non-technical information. It comes under communication.
टॅग लिहितात आपल्या मागे
So out of these three, if they are matching the two, so you can map the two.
पहिले
If
तर
all the three, mention the three.
तुमचं ऍज अ एचओडी म्हणून तुमची फाईल कशी आता मी समजा कमिटीला मी आलो चांगलं प्रेझेंटेशन कसं मी की मी काही सांगितलं तुम्हाला फॉर एक्झाम्पल मॅडम तुमचं एक्सपर्ट लेक्चर किती
Please mute participants. Are requested to mute their mic and then they discuss themselves. Okay.
बरोबर
Disturbing the class.
बरोबर एक्सपर्ट लेक्चरचा
Organizer,
आता
please
आता मला
take
दाखवा
care.
तुमचं
Please mute
एक्सपर्ट
all.
लेक्चरचा मला आता फॉर्मॅट कसा होता सर्वात पहिले
Now, lifelong learning. So here, see, read this thing. Because there it is mentioned only the one line in the PO. But this one line meaning is that describe the relation, rational, and the requirement of continuous professional development. See here, identify deficiency or gap in knowledge. In your criteria too, they mention identify the curriculum gap. So if the students are, you have taken the feedback from the student. If the students are given that feedback, there is the curriculum gap. It means that they are having the quality of lifelong learning. So you have to show that document to the committee that I had conducted the course exit survey. Under course exit survey, it is required to conduct the course exit survey. And under course exit survey means after finishing the first semester, after finishing immediately you take the exit survey. See what you had learned in the last 6 months, whether you find the satisfied with that knowledge or you want some additional subject, additional content. So that will going to give the deficiency gap in the knowledge. Otherwise, teachers feedback also you can take. But here all this PO is related with this is the quality want to inculcate in the student, not in the teacher. So you have to conduct the course exit survey. From the student, you have to talk and you have to interact with the students. And if they give identify the historic point or technological advance in the engineering that require the practitioner to seek educational in order to stay current. So what are the industry requirement? What are the local need? What are the global need of that subject, of that branch, that program? You have to collect that data. Many times you have to ask the students. So student will come out. So then you inculcate the lifelong learning. So you read in between these lines. And whatever the number of if there are 3 competency levels they identify, you can identify yourself also. These are all the guidelines, not it is the concrete. Means you should do in this manner only. But this guideline is given by the AICT. So I think if you're not able to do with yourself the competency level and the performance indicator, you follow this guideline and according that you map this thing. Like I mentioned that my course is first course, whatever the course is there. Under this course is 1.2.2, 1.1.1. So I mentioned this thing. Means this is only the example, okay, not things there. This is the only representative. How to map this thing? So like that, the two competency level is mapped. One is 1.1.1 is what is? It is the apply the knowledge of mathematics, the basic mathematics. And 1.1.2 is the advanced mathematics. So I had mentioned here the 1.1.1. So how it is written here? See, this is the chart. So here it is written the 1.1 and 1.1.1 in that column. And second I written 1.2.1 means apply the knowledge of the science. So if these are the 2 competency level is mapping with your CO1, then you write down your mapping is 2. Okay. By read that thing and you write down the mapping is 2. If there are 3 competency level map the 3. So like here 2. So I written here in the first column, I written that is the 2. See here, I written it is 2. And there are the 2 competency level is map. Here I map with the 3 competency level. So I have written here 3. Okay. And here if it is a 1 only, like here 1. Okay. Only 1 competency level is fulfilling. So I have written the 1. Okay. Here 1. So this is the way you can justify CO with the PO mapping. This is the one of the method. If you understand this thing, okay, otherwise I move forward. Okay. तो आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि ये मेथड जो बता रहा हूं मैं, ये थोड़ी नई मेथड बताया मैंने.
Yes, sir.
Performance indicator and competency level. If you understand and you are following this thing, so nobody going to challenge your mapping. Okay. Otherwise, you have to do the another method. Another method is which require the logics and all your question paper is also required. And while justifying, you also keep with your question paper with your hand. Now this in my question paper in the question number 1, they apply the knowledge of the mathematics. So that is the attainment is possible and mapping is possible. Otherwise, the question number 1 is write down the difference between these things. There is no mathematics and you are mentioning that. This is on the CO1, the question number 1. And you are mapping with the CO1 with the PO1 3. There is no mathematics, no science. So directly you will get the 0 mark. Means you are getting the no bad comment and they do not give the out of 20. They may give the 0 mark. Okay. Because they want to check the properly you had fulfilling that thing or not. Okay. That is the one method. Otherwise, if you are already having the CO, you can modify if you are having the CO. One example. And this is the another way I am explaining. Okay. So those who do not understand it, they can follow this method. So apply. This is also given by the AICT. For this is the PO1 is there, and you have written one your CO you are having there. Able to understand mixed proposition technique for the field. So there is no action verb, no measurable verb. only understand. So how it is measured, how to measure? So briefly explain. So from that, you can able to only ask the question, briefly explain the various method of mixed proportionality technique. Able to understand mixed proportionality technique. So you have asked, what is the question is going to ask? Explain the various methods. This question is correct on the basis of CO3. But this CO is not going to require to use of the, and you are mentioning that CO3 map with the PO1. आपने claim किया 1 2 से जो भी map आपने claim किया है, and you are asking this type of question in the CO. Under this CO, this question you are asking. This is because this CO you return. If this CO is wrong, then question also coming wrong. And under that, if the CO is written in this manner, but you asking the question, design the thing. So again, you are having the mismatching because there is no expectation with this CO to do the designing. Only understand the mixed process technique for field application. You only mention that thing. So you should have the consistency of the statement, your question paper, and your syllabus. Then only you can argue that. In this case, CO does not reflect the intention of measuring the application of either science, math, or engineering principle. Whatever the question you are having, you can evaluate your question in this manner. Whether my question is require the science, whether the question require the application of the math, engineering principle, then I can map the CO with the PO. If you map that thing, you change your question. So it is a teaching learning process. You to innovate and you to modify your teaching learning process. Otherwise, means you have to ask the different question, examination pattern, all the things you to require to modify. Again, I am repeating. You are going to argue that, sir, these are the questions coming from the university. It is not my hand. But as per as what are the thing in your hand in the CA1, CA2, continuous assessment, practical assignment, you observe this thing and you explain to the committee that thing. These are the things which I had done as per the my CO, but all the things are coming from the university. It is not my hand, so I cannot do that thing. Okay, so you should have the clear because, but the autonomous college cannot do that thing. Able to apply. Now I modified the thing because this question is not coming, so I modified that CO. Able to apply mixed proportion technique and to design a concrete mix for this CO is perfect. Okay, but the question is not perfect because here the want the able to proportionate principle and you map with the CO with the PO2. Here it is mentioned PO2 is the analysis, problem analysis. Here nothing is required to analysis. All the data is given, put the data and get the answer. So there is no analysis, no identify, formulate, review research literature. आपको कहीं रिसर्च नहीं ढूंढना है. No data book is required to find out, no book is required to, no literature required to find out. Directly all the data is given and you are putting that value in the formula and solving. So again, those CO is written properly, but the question you did not ask. So again, if you are saying the attainment is there, again your examiner is going to quote you and saying the question you did not ask because they going to see, they used to see the question paper under this CO map, what type of question you ask. And if you are asking the wrong question and mapping is like CO to PO to, there is no analysis. So here again you get you will not going to get the. In this case, the student are expected to apply the mixed proportionate principle. Hence, the assessment in the line of CO and PO1 is okay. That is good. The strength of the correlation can be considered good for PO1. बिकॉज वहां पर आपको मैथमेटिक्स लगा है, नॉलेज लगा है, सब लगा है, इंजीनियरिंग फंडामेंटल लगा है, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग का प्रॉब्लम दिख रहा है तो सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के लड़के सॉल्व करेंगे. प्रिंसिपल आर यूज्ड टू अराइव विद द मिक्स प्रोपोर्शनल. बट assessment does not test the student ability to identify, formulate, and do some research for arriving at a suitable concrete mix for a given situation. Nor it challenge the student for design requirements since many variables of the design have already been identified. In the problem, hence the strength of mapping of CO3 for PO2 and PO3 in the above example not considered good. यदि आपने 3 का मैपिंग कर दिया, क्वेश्चन ऐसा पूछा तो आपको अटेनमेंट बता रहे हैं तो गलत बता रहे हैं. दैट इज द रिमार्क. So in this manner, you have to evaluate, you have to modify the CO if CO is not given properly. So I had given the CO and PO and how to justify, how to do the mapping and how to justify it. If anybody having any question on that, explain it. Otherwise, I am going to quickly explain, which is very important thing, that is the attainment. Attainment.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is N.D. Kulkarni from PVG College of Engineering, Nashik.
Goli. Yes.
We just had a NAC visit in our campus on 4th and 5th of March.
Yeah.
And I was handling criterion 2.
Okay.
teaching, learning, and evaluation. And I was asked the same question in COPO mapping. How did you map
Justify.
the CO and PO?
How you
That
justify?
levels do we give? How did you justify? 1, 2, 3. Actually, I told them it was based on teacher thinking and logical, but the method you have shared, sir, it is useful actually for mapping PO and PO.
So I had given the full concrete method, analytical, and both the method I explained you. Okay. Once you use the exam reform policy document, which is available on the net, AICT exam reform policy, under that competency level and the performance indicator. So my CO, PO with the 3, because I want to measure this performance, I want to measure with my student. But if you not simply mentioning the performance, the mathematics, all the things, it is required to supportive document like the question paper also required. Yeah, under that question, you ask the mathematics, you ask the science, or there's a flavor of that thing. Then only it is justified. Okay. Like the PO4, investigation, PO3, if it is not possible to fulfill in the classroom, then you ask the assignment. You give the question where it requires the literature review. The big question which is not possible to solve in the 1 hour or half an hour in the exam, you asking the 6 question you to solve. But if it is not possible to give the big question where the logic required, literature review required, some data is required finding, like the case study type of question you should give. So all that you give the assignment. And then only you can able to and you show that assignment. So, and you evaluate that assignment, give the mark, give the rubric, write down for solving that question as per the competency level. You frame the rubric. So here they use the mathematics. So I had given out of 5 marks, 1 mark is for the mathematics, for the science, I have given the 2 marks. Likewise, you give the rubric and then you keep your record. Nobody going to challenge you. Nobody going to deny your methods. Okay. Anybody else? Hello? It is clear?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely elaborate, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely no problem, sir.
Okay.
Please carry.
Now these are the mappings. These are some examples you are having your mapping. So these are the mapping you are having for how to find out the attainment. Okay. For that, the 50 mark is there. After 120, the 50 mark is given for the attainment of the course outcome. Okay. Up till now, you had seen for the CO, and mapping. Now we come to the course attainment and then program attainment. So they ask what are the tools you will use for the attainment. So list of the assessment process and the quality relevant to assessment process tool. What are the tools and their quality, whether the tools is proper or not, for 8 mark is there. And assessment process for that. So you have to mention your attainment process and for that. And here they check the methodology. They check the methodology of defining the set level and its compliance, data collection, verification, analysis, decision making. So they give the mark accordingly. Okay, verify the attainment level and the CO attainment level 40 mark and 10 mark for the 8 and 2, 10 mark for the process and tools and attainment calculation 40 mark. So here the big mark is there 40 mark. So you should have the proper tools. So here the one assessment process for my college. You can have your college, internal assessment, external assessment process, lab practical assessment, project review, internal, internship review, internal, mini project. These are the things are given for the from PO6, PO5 to PO12. You require the internship, mini model, okay, or different tools. You can use the indirect tools, okay. And these are the direct tools for the CAE and the end sem exam for the external assessment tool. For that, you are having the check. They check for the 5 mark only. Okay, end sem exam, practical, oral project. Likewise, the 20 marks. So every college, they are having the internal assessment process. In the university pattern also 80-20 or 60-40. So internal and external assessment process. As per your scheme, you divide your internal and external scheme. I'm not going to mention. So this is the internal process for some other college. The assessment tool used to gather the data, attainment. You have to mention what are the tools you had used, all the tools. You can use as many number of the tools you can, but you give the weightage for that each tool. Out of 100, you give the some weightage. So that you get the total 100% weightage for that. Okay. You multiply with that factors. Okay. Preliminary exam, mock in semester, preliminary exam for the TAE and BE, laboratory record for ACT. So every college, they are having the own internal assessment process. So, but you have to explain why you given the weightage for that and how you assess the thing clearly. Okay, project phase 1, project work phase 2. These are all internal review. So you give whatever the number you mark, but at the end you convert into the 100 and give the percentage weightage. Okay, like the external assessment process, there are so many tools. Depends upon, this is the no restriction. You can use the your external assessment tool. So you maintain the assessment. So after that, the question come how you set the target for CO target. This is very important question as per the NPA committee comes, how to set the target. So you have to set the target, the course, like the average mark, what is the level of the students in your college, depends upon the, otherwise you set your level, target level is 70% student is getting the above average mark, but students is not of that level. You can, in the initial step, because they required to, you have to require to keep the data of the 3 year minimum. So in the 3 year, before 3 year, you should set the target that after that, in the next level, you should increase the target. Okay. So in way, the continuous progression should be there, because the outcome-based education is the continuous assessment process there. So you mention what are the initial target level you set and how you increase that target level. Okay. So here are the tools, and you have to calculate the different, what are the tools in your college. If it is attend, think, otherwise you have to revise the teaching learning process. What is the methodology you have to adopt if the CO is not fulfilling your target? Why target is not fulfilling? Whether the teacher is not teaching properly, or the students require the more extra classes, or there is some remedial action is required if the CO is not attending. So whatever the remedial measure you are taking, whether you are talking with their parents, whether attendance is less, so what are the efforts you are taking with the attendance? What are the, how many remedial classes you have taken? So many review methods you have to conduct with the process of target and attainment. Okay. So that is the target you set. Like here, the one example is given. I had set the target like here, in the previous 3 year record is required for the next year target. So you had, suppose you had attended the level in the 3 year back 1.75 you out of 3 scale. Okay. This is out of 3 the scale. I had got the attainment of 1.75 of my course. In the, but then I increased the target for 2021 for 1.80. And if it is also attended, then I'm going to increase the level in the 1.85. You can increase from 1.75 to 1.8, 1.9, 2, depend upon the subject. This is for the theory subject. If the practical subject, you can keep the target 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, because it is generally achieved. So if the theory, if the subject is very tough, consistency, the result is coming, students are finding the difficulty, having the heavy mathematics, you can keep the one person can the keep the, it is not like the all the people, all the faculty should keep only the one course outcome and attainment level. The depend upon your subject level, depend upon your need of the student, you average quality of the student, you change your target. Okay. And you can, but you should increase every year, you should show the increase in the target level. Okay. So if the 1.80 average of this, so I had kept the 1.95 for this year, my subject target, whether it is going to achieve or not. If there are the two methods, you can adopt any of the method. You can put your target level, the percentage of student scoring more than 65% mark, or then the 50% student scoring more than 65% mark, target 1, level 55% more than 65, 2, 60% mark, then 3. Or if you are not having the mark of the all the students with your as like the in the affiliated college, so you what you do, you keep the class average. You are having the finding the TR, you find out the average mark, and after that 50% student scoring more than average mark. 55% class average 55. So in the tier 2, the AI NBA mentioned this method, and then you can set the 1, 2, 3 level. So this is the class average, but for the tier 1 college, they mentioned the not the average method, but some threshold level. So I am keeping the threshold level 60% or 65% level, So that is you can increase the every level, either number of student or you can threshold level, you can increase every year. So 65 up to 70% student this mark, 80%. So there either the two method you can adopt any method as per your mark you are having in with you. If you are not having the mark of individual student, it is not possible to apply this first method. You can apply the average mark if you are having, then you adopt the second method. And here you record this whatever the number of the tools are mapped with the what the CO. If the unit test one, question one of 10 marks you ask, it is on the CO1, question two on the CO2. Unit test, the question work is on the 15 mark on the CO1 and the question one on the CO3. Okay. Then CO2, whatever the mapping is there, preliminary exam, practical exam, assignment, what CO are going to cover with uh, your evolution method. You give the some weightage over there. Every course should have every tool should have the weightage. Like here, I had given that you have to find out the first CO attainment. CO like do not get the you not going to get the directly all the CO, but CO1 attainment. Under CO1 attainment, I have mapped the my CO1 is mapped with the CO1 is the question number 1, 10 marks, and this is a unit test 2 that is also on the
So how
CO1.
to set a threshold value?
Yes. Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. How to set a threshold value, sir?
Madam, threshold level you have to select as the target level. Okay. So what is the, as I mentioned that, what is the level of your students? On the basis of that, you have to decide the threshold level. So what type of students are coming in your college? Here, the CO target. So that is the course average mark. Average course result of the last 3 years. Difficulty level of the course, student performance in the previous academic year. These are the 4 parameters I had taken to decide my threshold level. Okay. So, or if you are not, if your subject is totally new, you are not having the background, all the information. So you can start with the threshold level 60%. That is the 1.8. Okay. You can see. So depend upon, but you should not keep the below the 40%. So it is not going to give measure your quality of the education. So here for the CO1 attainment, I use this tool UT1, unit test 2, preliminary exam, or the practical exam, internal practical exam, whatever the things are taken out of as per your college is concerned, out of there are so many tools are there. Because in my college we are using these are the tools, 4-5 tools. In some college they are using the different tools. So whatever the exams tools you are using, you map that tools and you write down the marks of that student, or you can find out the attainment of each test. You can find out the, I am going to explain all the thing very detail also. Unit 1, what is the attainment level? And then find out the analysis that result. Then if you find out, take the precaution in the unit test 2, then unit number 3. And in that manner, you can find out the totally for the total progression. Unit number 1, you find out this is the method. I had mentioned here the here that is the 50% student scoring more than 65% mark. 55% student scoring more than 65% mark, or 60% scoring more than 65% mark. These are the one example I had given for deciding the level 1, 2, 3. So decide the 50% scoring more than the average mark or the 60% mark. So if you are calculating here, average mark is here, both the method is mentioned here. Percentage of mark method is also given. If you are mentioning the 60%, 65%, how many students having the more than 60% mark or 65% mark? You write down that, find out the out of total 15 students, how many students get the 65% mark. If the percentage more, mention the mark. Or you can find out the average score. This is the total mark. Find out the average of this. The number of students above average, calculate this from this, the 12. Out of this number of students out of 20, average mark 22, out of 15, 12 students having more than 22 mark. So that is the percentage of students with the 80 mark or the above set level. Set level or 65%, then you have to follow this column. Out of 60%, how many students are there? Then you have to mention that thing. Generally, tier 1 college, they expected this column. For the tier 2, they are finding with the average mark. Okay. So average, I given both the things. And from that, you can find out the percentage of students and the attainment level 3. Here I mix the UT1, UT2, UT3 preliminary. But in the detailed study you want to you, I am going to explain that thing also. You can find out only the attainment level of UT1, then UT2, then preliminary exam, and then you find out the attainment. If anybody having the doubt in this, then ask me, because this is very important.
So are you following any formulas?
Do you are not getting this?
That I can able to see, but what I'm having a doubt is you have mentioned as attainment level 3.
Yeah. How it is come?
How it
So how it is come? I mentioned that here. Here I mentioned the attainment level about the average. This is the method for the affiliated college. Percentage of student scoring more than class average mark. Okay. My class average mark, whatever the class average mark which comes, here you see the class average mark is 22. This is a sample, okay. This class average mark is 22. So out of this 22, what I mentioned that 60% student scoring more than class average mark. So what is the percentage of scoring student got that 12 student? The percentage of student is out of 15. 12 student got the above average mark. Means 80% student got. So that level is comes 3. Here the 60% student above the 60% student scoring more than class average mark. So level comes 3. Understand? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, similarly for the end sem exam, same things are repeated. For end sem exam, whatever the marks you are having, if you are having the marks of all the students, you write. Otherwise, by taking the average, स्टूडेंट का टीआर आता है आपके पास में, उसके टोटल मार्क लिखिए एंड सेम के, प्रैक्टिकल के मार्क आल्सो यू आर हैविंग, टर्म वर्क मार्क्स आल्सो हैविंग, दिस ऑल कम्स इन योर टीआर रिपोर्ट. नोट डाउन द मार्क्स ऑफ ऑल दिस थिंग, फाइंड आउट देयर एवरेज मार्क or find out their percentage and adopt any method, threshold level or average level, whatever the level. If the 10 students average, so the percentage of students 60%, means attainment level is 2. Okay. For the practical, you can vary the level also. Okay. So 20% of internal assessment and 80% of external assessment. As I mentioned that in the internal assessment, I level got the 3. And with the external assessment, I got the attainment level 2. So the total attainment level is 20% of internal assessment and 80% of external assessment. So the CO attainment, CO1 attainment is 2.2. This is only the CO1. Similarly, you find out the CO2, CO3, CO4. If this is attended, you can change the attainment level of CO1, CO2, CO3. Individual CO level you can change. Okay. This is the method. Again, you can map like my question of 20 mark. In the CO1, I asked the question 10 mark. On the CO2, 10 mark. On CA2, I asked the question on the CO3 and CO4 up to 16 mark and 4 mark. Different question submission. In the practical examination, I asked the CO1 the 6 mark, CO2 the question on the out of my 10 practical, how many practical based on the CO1, how many practical based on the CO2, depend upon the out of 25, I had converted that, and that total mark, whatever the mark is going to come, so that you find out that percentage weightage. So I have given the weightage for the CO1 23. Try to make the percentage. If you are having the CO4, CO5, so you can add here one column, write down CO4, CO5. So try to fulfill all the CO equally, so that all the CO, your course is going to attend properly for all the CO. That likewise, individually CO1 also you can find out. As I find out CO1. So CO1 attainment level is 1. Similarly, you're going to find out the CO2 level, CO3 level, CO4. With the class test 1, what is my level? With the TA1, what is my level? With the class test 2, what is the attainment level? I had add here for simplifying for the here I add all the things at a time here with the total 31. You can find out the individual unit wise, unit test 1, you find out the attainment level, suggest the remedial action. On the basis of that, conduct the unit test 2, again find out the analyze the result, find out the remedial action, then conduct the preliminary exam, and then you find out. So that is called the continuous assessment with the finding the CO attainment. For that 40 mark is there. यहाँ तक निकालने के लिए आपको 40 मार्क है चारों CO का निकालने के लिए. Okay, so with that CO attainment, I had set the level and I have achieved the level. So what is the difference between the, I set the level is 1.8, suppose I get the different level of the different CO. So if the level is not attended, then what is the remedial measure you have to take? You have to explain all these things. Okay. Now the last point I'm going to cover, and then after that I'm going to take the question. How to find out the PO attainment? Like for that also the direct method and indirect method is mentioned. For that again the 50 mark is there. So for indirect attainment method mentioned in the your SAR or NBA, so you can take the indirect assessment method, the graduate exit survey, alumni feedback, and employer feedback. These are the 3 feedback you have to take. Alumni graduate exit means the PO is attend after completion of the 4-year course to take their feedback. Final year student of the program, alumni feedback, whatever the number of alumni which are in the market before this batch, all are coming the alumni, you take the feedback from that. Then employer feedback, who are coming for the interview and the placement, from that you take the feedback. And for that, here are the some sample questionnaire, whatever the question you should ask. Like here the given the excellent on the scale of 3. So on the basis of PO, so I have gained the high in-depth knowledge of the mathematics, computer. If the students of the computer, so ask for the computer science engineering, applied the computer hardware and software. Problem analysis per, I have the ability to identify the formulate and solve the hardware and software. You have to ask the question in this manner, and they going to rate you 3 to 1. Similarly, you have to ask the question with the alumni, that is the alumni feedback survey. How do you rate the engineering knowledge obtained during the course period? How do you find the program related program analysis? So that should have the flavor of your PO, all the 12 PO, and get the rating. Then you have to ask with the employer, how do you rate our student ability to apply the knowledge of solve hardware and software computing problem, which is related with the PO1. Solve hardware and software computing problem. How do you find our student with the respect to design and development of a new product or solution? Your view on our student regarding the investigating new problem in the industry and interpreting the data. So depend upon that, how they are able to, our graduate is applying the modern tools for solving the problem. So the employer is going to give the excellent, very good and satisfactory out of 3. They have analyzed their thing. And then, so these are the PO attainment, direct tools and indirect tools. So direct tool, as you are knowing that end same examination or the practical examination, term work, and indirect tool, as I mentioned that. And you find out what are the target you are going to get. If the target is gap analysis is there, if target is not achieved, find out from the last year to this year, what are the target you set. If it is not attended, then go for the gap analysis and modify the curriculum, modify the teaching learning process, and then give some more assignment to student, take more follow-up, and then going to attainment. Okay. So this is the attainment, direct attainment method for the POs. CO1, I had explained one CO, मैंने आपको बताया था 2.2. Likewise, you are going to get the CO1, how much attended, CO2, how much attended, CO3, how much attended, CO4, how much attended. It is as here I mentioned that all the individual CO you are going to find out, calculate. Here, I find out this is the attainment. This is the CO1, I attended 2.2, CO2 2.6, CO3 2.12, CO4 2.4. Likewise, your course, you are having your attainment, individual attainment of you are going to find out. And here you write down whatever your course. Under that, if you are having the 4 CO, so each CO you have to calculate. And you have to, this is the mapping you already done. I explained this is the mapping and their justification. Multiply with this, and divide by 2, 1, 2, 1. That is the product. Some product of this or this. Or you can find out the average of this thing, and you find out the average of this thing. That is also fine. But scientifically, it is mentioned that you do the sum product. 2.7 into 2, 2.8 into 1, plus 1.2 into 2, plus 2.6 into 1. This is mentioned here. Divide by 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So this is the formula. Excel में आपको direct formula मिलता है sum product का. Apply that formula. You get the PO attainment with your subject is 2.2. Okay. So likewise, the different subject, they are having the different PO like 2.2. So here I written the 2 point. This is the direct method. Okay. Now, similarly, with the indirect method, as you collected the data from the course exit survey from 1 to 3 scale, find out give the weightage, total number of students, 70 students, the total score. So you find out the weightage of the students. That is the 7 into 1, 2 into 33, 30 into 3, 163 comes the total score. 7 into 1 plus 33 into 2, 30 into 3. That is the 1 into 163. Total number of students are 70 in your final year. So 160 was 70. So 2.32 is the attainment level you got with the PO1 with the indirect method. Okay. So here I mentioned here the graduated 2.32 with the alumni, with the employer. So total average comes 2.13. This is the attainment of PO with the indirect method. So here you write down the attainment of the 2.19 is the indirect method, 2.2 with the direct method, 80% of the direct method and 20% of the indirect method. So you got the total PO attainment is the 2.198. So in this manner, you have to find out the PO attainment. Okay. All PO need to be adequately addressed through the selection of the core courses. If assessment is aligned with the CO, the performance of the student, CO attainment of CO indicate the attainment of the PO. This attainment measure provide the improvement in the quality of teaching learning. Okay. So all attainment analysis enable the continuous improvement of the curriculum, teaching learning process, teaching resource requirement, assessment method, validity and reliability of evolution. So in this manner, I complete this. Thank you. Thank you very much for patient listening. If you are having any question, you ask me. Otherwise, I'm stopping here.
So can you share this PPT on our EFDB group?
I made the copyright of this PPT, but you are having the question. I'm going to share some portion of that thing. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I had mentioned in the chat box about your email address and your WhatsApp number, but incidentally, I got it on the last slide, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'll be sending you across the management.
Yeah,
COPO,
sir. Sure, 100%. Okay.
I'll do that, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Anybody else?
I'm Dr. Joshi here from.
Yes. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon to all. I am Professor Pragati Patil, working as an assistant professor in Electrical Engineering Department in SND College of Engineering, Baburgaon, Yeola. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful session. On behalf of the Jagdamba Education Society, SND College of Engineering, Baburgaon, Yeola, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Dr. Anil Sahu sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the session. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your valuable guidance on COPO mapping and attainment. And this is will surely be going to encourage us while doing work and to implement it in academics. Thank you. Sincere thanks to the management of Jagdamba Education Societies, and I would like to also thanks to respected Principal Dr. D.M. Yadav sir, HODs of all the departments and organizing committee who handling the FDP throughout. Finally, I would like to thank all you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us making this wonderful session. Thank you one and all. I would like to request all the participants kindly join the next session at 2:30 p.m. Thank you. Have a great day all.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you all the participants. So I'm leaving this meeting. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Feedback link will be sent at the end of session 2. Feedback link will be sent at the end of session 2, or please join second session at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.